Sergio Perez may be out of Red Bull as we speak. The team held a meeting right after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix to talk about what they're going to do with their struggling driver. And while the public has to wait longer to be privy to the details, you get to see where they stand right now. Sergio Perez barely survived a nightmare end to the Formula One season in Abu Dhabi, retiring early and reflecting on what he described as a very difficult year. His worst season yet has fueled speculation about his future at Red Bull Racing. While Max Verstappen celebrated his fourth consecutive World Championship, Perez lagged a staggering 285 points behind, failing to secure a single top-5 finish since the Miami Grand Prix in May. Hoping to turn his season around, Sergio Perez entered the Abu Dhabi finale starting 10th on the grid at the Yas Marina circuit. Yet his race unravelled quickly after a collision with Valtteri Bottas's Sauber. The contact sent Perez into a spin, leaving his car stranded on the track and triggering a virtual safety car. Forced to retire for the second consecutive race, Perez's early exit once again left teammate Max Verstappen as Red Bull's lone point scorer. "It's been so difficult the whole year," the 34-year-old replied when asked about the collision. "That really just sums it up. It was very unfortunate I got hit by Bottas there. That was really difficult what happened there, unfortunately. From then on, we can just look forwards. It's been a very, very difficult year." Red Bull team principal Christian Horner emphasised earlier this week that any decision will come only after thorough internal discussions. Horner revealed that Red Bull has mapped out all possible permutations and combinations for their 2025 driver lineup across both teams. But the boss is taking a measured approach, stating he's taking things one step at a time. He said, "Obviously, those discussions will happen between Checo Perez and the team. Now we've got the season out of the way, we'll sit down with him and reflect on the season, and obviously where it's gone wrong. Collectively, we will work out what is the right and appropriate way forward. Checo has been a great servant of this team. Thinking back to this race in 2021, the contribution that he made, the 2022 and 2023 Constructors' World Championships, 5 race victories, second in last year's Drivers' Championship. He's done an awful lot for this team. We'll sit down and reflect on this season and how we move forward. There's no immediate rush, all the permutations are available to us internally. So I think the first thing is to sit down with Checo and have that conversation now that the season is completed." Addressing the considerable points gap between Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen this season, Christian Horner acknowledged the challenges it posed for the team. Reflecting on the competitive lineups rival teams have assembled for next year, he sent a soft jab Checo's way. "I think you can see the importance of having 2 drivers scoring on a regular and collective basis in the Constructors' Championship is crucial. Ferrari will be strong with their lineup next year, and McLaren has a strong lineup. Mercedes will have an inexperienced driver in one of their seats. For us, it's very important that both of our drivers are delivering, and there's not a significant gap." Christian Horner has repeatedly expressed unhappiness with Sergio Perez's performance throughout the season, but he also acknowledged the challenges the Mexican driver faced. Speaking to the media at the Yas Marina circuit, Horner said, "The benchmark is always your teammate. The car has won 9 races with Max at the wheel. It's had 10 poles. It's had a significant amount of podiums and fastest laps. It's been far from the easiest car. Max is the hardest teammate in the world to have. So it's a difficult job to sit next to Max to extract the maximum out of the car." With things not looking good at all for Perez, Horner refused the urge to declare his dream Red Bull lineup for next year. "Sitting here, now, he's still our driver, so it would be wrong for me to speculate on what next year may look like until he and I have sat down and discussed this year, and we reflect on it as a team." Perez, reflecting on the situation, shared his thoughts. "I think we know how difficult this year has been, so I think it's just a matter of discussing what's best for everyone going forwards. We'll see what happens." And when asked if there's a seat waiting for him at Red Bull next year, he said, "At the moment, it's all I know. I've got a contract to drive next year, so it will be down to reaching an agreement, hopefully. See what the team wants to do." Red Bull remains the lone team, yet to finalise their driver lineup for next year. While Max Verstappen's long-term place with the team is secure, his teammate's spot hangs in the balance after Sergio Perez's underwhelming season. His poor form not only impacted Red Bull's Constructors' Championship campaign, but also came with financial consequences. The team reportedly missed out on $20 million in prize money, leading to reduced bonuses for staff. Now, Perez's Red Bull future is in jeopardy. Speaking to motorsport.com, Helmut Marko revealed that a major meeting happened Monday, where decisions about the lineup were made. After the season's final race, he said, "All the facts will be discussed. At the end of that, a decision will be made. The lineups of both teams will be decided tomorrow, Monday. Although Red Bull's driver decision was finalised Monday, fans will have to wait until later in the week for the official announcement. The team plans to first complete Tuesday's post-season testing in Abu Dhabi, where Yuki Tsunoda will take the wheel of the RB20. But with the decision being made ahead of the test, Tsunoda's performance on Tuesday won't influence Red Bull's choice for their 2025 lineup. When it will be announced? I don't think it will be Monday, Marco said. Of course, we will wait for the result of the test before we make an announcement of the decision. Liam Lawson is reportedly the frontrunner to join Max Verstappen at Red Bull Racing for the 2025 season, should the team decide to part ways with Sergio Perez. Despite having less experience than Yuki Tsunoda, Lawson's rapid rise through the ranks has put him in contention. The Kiwi driver has completed just 11 F1 races, substituting for the injured Daniel Ricciardo in 2023, and securing a 6-race stint in Ricciardo's place at the close of 2024. If Lawson secures the seat alongside Verstappen next season, it will mark an astonishingly swift rise for the young New Zealander, who would be thrust into a role at Red Bull after fewer than half a season in Formula One, facing the daunting challenge of competing alongside Verstappen's dominance. Among those who have faltered alongside Max Verstappen are Williams' Alex Albon and Alpine's Pierre Gasly, both of whom struggled to make an impact before losing their Red Bull seats. Given this track record, you might expect Liam Lawson to be intimidated by the role. After all, Albon and Gasly have both since proven their worth in the midfield. So, what makes Lawson believe he can fare better than them? You can always look at it as an outsider and think this is what it looks like they felt, Lawson continued. But I don't know what it was like for them. I believe for anybody to go up against Max, you have to be realistic and know that he's the fastest guy on the grid right now, and that you're not going to be out-qualifying the guy by half a second. It's not going to be something that's really going to be happening. For me, it's more the opportunity that's there to learn from the best. What excites Liam Lawson about joining Red Bull is the unrestricted access to Verstappen's data. The opportunity to analyse and learn from this invaluable information is something Lawson is eager to take advantage of, should he be given the chance to step into the team. For me as a driver, to be able to go in against the guy who's won 4 world championships and is well seasoned, he's been in that car for a long time, he said. That car is almost, not developed around him, but he's been a massive part of developing that car and understands it very well. In terms of how to drive it, it's all right there on paper. When you see all the data that he brings in, for me as a driver to be alongside that, to be able to learn from him and have all that access, I think that's what's exciting for me about the opportunity, if that opportunity was to come in the future. While Sergio Perez's departure has seemed inevitable due to his recent form, he has found support in his 4-time world champion teammate. Max Verstappen expressed that he has always worked really well with Checo, praising the Mexican driver as a great guy. Honestly, it's very rare that you have a teammate like him, Verstappen said. He's always been very good and just a nice guy too. I work with him every weekend and week in, week out. I find people have been very harsh on him. Of course, some weekends maybe could have been better, naturally, but sometimes people have been very harsh on him because he's not an idiot. He's always been regarded as a great driver and it's been tough. But it's been tough for everyone in the team because sometimes it was the RB20 was just very difficult to drive. How do you think Monday's meeting went? Let's discuss in the comments section down below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching.